Good evening, fellow congruents and savages alike. All right, today's day 5 of Congruence Academy, and yeah, I'm super excited. We've been progressing a lot, having a great few conversations. Before we dig into it, today we're going to talk about um, hooks, reframes, and yeah, analogies actually that you can use. Okay, when we're starting, to handle objections, and people are starting to, give us mindset problems, uh, been burned before, uh, fear of unknown. Well, you know all this, right? All right. So, first of all, a few notes from today. Actually, it was an interesting call review that we had with Marco Cortesi, the Italian stallion. Shout out to Marco, my friend. Okay, a few things that were really interesting, and one key takeaway I would say is like, okay, we're trying to use this NEPQ framework. For those who don't know what it is, NEPQ is Neuro Emotional Persuasive Questions, method developed by Jeremy Miner. Unbelievably productive for the sales game. So the thing with NEPQ is that it gets very personal, and you put yourself and, well, your prospect, you're not relevant, your prospect, it's all about your prospect, and you get in a position that you need to challenge them and ask personal, uncomfortable questions. So some mistakes that a lot of salespeople make, and Marco was going over this today, is that, you're starting the call, first couple of questions, and then you suddenly drop a bomb that is very personal. So you can't. It's 3 minutes, 4 minutes into the call. You're just okay. You can say, okay, we can, come back to this a little later, but keep asking about the business. Okay, what are you doing for marketing now? How are you getting leads, or whatever your offer is? So that's a interesting and key takeaway that I took from today's call. Um, Also, some language patterns will give away a little bit. Like, okay, we're starting the call, and you see what kind of language they're using to gauge how open they're going to be. So the more open they are, it'll be a little easier to, gather more information, get, understand their pains. And some people are very guarded about it. So, that's also a very interesting consideration to have in mind. Okay, a little bit about, reframes and hooks and analogies. Like I was saying, very, very important in a sales call. Why? Because this is where, where the sale is made, and it's not confused. A lot of people in the sales game uh, really want to know everything about objection handling, and of course, most seasoned people will tell you, don't even get there. You have to preempt, objections before they happen. So there are some frames that they call congruency frames. I think that's the name. They'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I can give you an example, a quick one actually, to okay, that you can use with coaches, for example. You are starting a conversation, you did some basic digging, and then you can throw something like, okay, I really love talking with other coaches, or I really love, yeah, working, you can say, but I think I really love talking with other coaches because they have that congruency between, speak and action, and they know the importance of enhancing their own development as they lead their own students. So I mean, you're talking with a coach, right? And you're already implying that, okay, congruency of speech and action, right? So, and they're like, yeah, I know what you're saying. Or maybe they'll say, what do you mean by congruence in speech? And you say, it's being able to step up and make those tough decisions that allows us to move our life forward. I'm sure those people who say, oh, I need to speak to my partner, or can you email that over and I take a look, or the best one is definitely like, next week or month. So if you ever take a loop around those people when you had a chat with them 2 years ago, they're still in the same position, right? So, you know, so I just want to commend you and acknowledge you. Okay, not using the right sequence here. I apologize because I'm reading this for the first time. But it's basically, you should read the script, you should memorize it, and put in your own words. You see, it wasn't coming across genuinely because I was reading it. It wasn't really, there were some typos there as well. But it's basically, okay, you're giving them the idea that, yeah, I really, one thing I really love about working with coaches and consultants is that, they need to have that congruence of speech and action and know the importance of enhancing their own development as they lead their own students, right? So, yeah. And they're like, whenever they come with the objection later on, what happens? They'll remember what you mentioned briefly before. Okay. It'll be a little harder to do, right? I haven't tested yet. I know it's very effective. You have to be really, good in the NEPQ structure. Don't try to implement so many things of NEPQ at the same time. Otherwise, like, let's say you play, okay, here in South America we don't play football. Well, we play soccer, football, right? But yeah, let's say you play tennis with your right hand, and suddenly you have to. It's like playing a sport with the left hand, and of course it doesn't. It's like it feels too awkward. So one thing at a time, and the congruency frame is one of them. And then there's of course the fear of unknown, the do yourself mindset. Yeah, I'm not going to try to figure out myself. I can give you one if you want. One example is finances. Okay, yeah, okay, I hear you, and I appreciate. Okay, I'll start again because I need to read this, and you shouldn't do this, of course, but. Right. So, okay, I hear you, and I appreciate that things may be a stretch for you, and we had, many people in the same circumstances as you, right? In fact, it's that common that we call it the desert island syndrome. Can I explain why? Yeah, for sure, he goes. Excuse me. Imagine you were trapped on a desert island, and you had made a raft in order to break free and escape, to the open ocean. What part of the process of getting free would be the most challenging? It's breaking past the surf, right? Yeah. So, and that's where you are now. Your current circumstances are like the waves pushing you back, stopping you. But the truth is, you're so close to success, and one solid push, and you're away, free. It means packing everything you have on the raft, putting your head down, and just going for it, and throwing everything at the surf. Because if you don't, the surf's just gonna keep on pushing you back on the island forever. And it's okay for now, but your resources and your desire are just going to dwindle. Does that kind of make sense? You're like, yeah, wow. Hopefully you get that moment, right? And look, I can help you make this stretch so you can break free. Are you in? That could be a powerful moment for someone, right? All right, man, that's it for today. I mean, the importance, again, of hooks, reframes, analogies, critical of any sales call. I'm looking forward to implement all these, and yeah, language patterns, like we said. Don't jump into personal stuff too early. That's it. Enjoy the sales process. Enjoy the sales game. Go out, be a savage. I'll see you tomorrow with the next set of implementation steps that I'm taking from this course, and I'll see you then.